While everyone is watching Bitcoin defend key support, XRP just received one of the biggest technical upgrades in years. Ethereum has flashed a signal it's never produced before, on-chain data says XRP holders are more underwater than almost at any point in history, and governments around the world continue moving toward crypto adoption. Let's break it all down. Welcome back to Ledger Pulse. If you enjoy daily XRP news, Ripple updates, and institutional crypto coverage, make sure to subscribe because we cover the stories that mainstream media usually misses. Now let's jump in. Let's start with the broader market. Santiment released new data showing crypto has finally started catching up to traditional markets. Over the last month, Bitcoin has climbed roughly 6%. Gold has also performed well. Meanwhile, crypto had been lagging because of ETF outflows, geopolitical uncertainty, and cautious investor sentiment. Now we're beginning to see buyers return. That's important because markets rarely move in straight lines. Sentiment usually changes before headlines do. If confidence continues improving through July, crypto could finally begin catching up after several frustrating weeks. Cointelegraph highlighted a warning investors should keep watching. Bitcoin exchange inflows have increased significantly. Historically, large spikes in exchange deposits often mean whales are preparing to move coins. That doesn't automatically mean selling. Sometimes exchanges are used for OTC transactions or collateral, but periods of elevated exchange inflows have often been associated with higher volatility. So while sentiment is improving, expect larger price swings. Now let's talk about XRP. Santiment published another fascinating report. Their MVRV data shows XRP holders are sitting at historically low average returns. 30-day MVRV is around negative 45%. 365-day MVRV is near negative 47%. Translation: the average XRP investor is deeply underwater. Why does this matter? Historically, when fear reaches these kinds of extremes, risk-reward often begins shifting in favor of long-term buyers. That doesn't guarantee an immediate rally. Prices can always fall further. But historically, these periods have often produced some of the best long-term opportunities. This is exactly why experienced investors pay attention to sentiment rather than emotions. Now here's arguably today's biggest XRP story. The batch amendment has officially returned to the XRP Ledger. After extensive security reviews, audits, community feedback, and multiple revisions, developers merged the feature back into the XRPL codebase. So what exactly does batch do? Instead of sending transactions one by one, users will be able to bundle multiple actions into a single transaction. That opens the door for more efficient decentralized exchanges, better payment automation, peer-to-peer swaps, improved smart contract interactions, and entirely new applications developers haven't even built yet. In simple terms, it makes XRPL significantly more capable for developers building financial applications. Infrastructure upgrades like this rarely receive mainstream attention, but they're often the foundation for future ecosystem growth. Even if you're primarily an XRP investor, this next story matters. Crypto analyst Michael Vandepop says Ethereum has just produced the first strong weekly bullish divergence on both the RSI and MACD simultaneously. If confirmed, it could signal strengthening demand entering the market. Why should XRP holders care? Because historically, when Ethereum begins outperforming, capital often rotates into the broader altcoin market shortly after. A healthy Ethereum market has frequently benefited quality altcoins, including XRP. Again, no guarantees, but it's another data point suggesting market conditions may be improving. Now let's shift to regulation. BlackRock executive Joseph Chalom recently warned that if the United States continues delaying the Clarity Act, other regions like Singapore, Dubai, and parts of Asia may continue pulling ahead. Innovation tends to follow regulatory clarity. Countries creating clear frameworks today could become tomorrow's financial hubs. That competition may ultimately pressure lawmakers to move faster. Meanwhile, New Hampshire introduced legislation designed to prevent state and local governments from restricting crypto payments or self-custody wallets. Self-custody remains one of cryptocurrency's most important principles. Legislation supporting those rights continues reinforcing broader crypto adoption across the United States. And internationally, Brazil continues making major moves. Its central bank has classified crypto virtual asset service providers under a more formal regulatory framework beginning in 2027. While increased regulation sometimes worries investors, clear rules often encourage larger financial institutions to participate. Institutional adoption usually requires legal certainty. That's exactly what many countries are now working toward. So let's put everything together. Bitcoin sentiment is improving. Whales are active. Ethereum is flashing historic bullish signals. XRP holders are experiencing historically depressed sentiment. XRPL just received a major technical upgrade, and governments worldwide continue building regulatory frameworks for digital assets. None of these headlines alone guarantees higher prices, but together, they suggest crypto fundamentals continue strengthening beneath the surface. The biggest gains often begin when sentiment is still skeptical, and that's exactly why it's important to watch the data instead of following emotions. Do you think XRP is setting up for its next major move? Or do you believe the market still has one more shakeout before the real rally begins? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest XRP and crypto news. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.